Hey guys, and welcome back to PXH, also known as PureXHeart. Chris here. It's been a while, but I'm back with another album review. And guys, of course, as usual, and as always, and whatever you like to put it there, because I don't know what I just did, because I may have just edited all this, but that's okay. If you guys would, leave a like onto this video and also comment down below what you guys thought about this album and also what you guys want me to review or talk about, whatever you guys may be, put it down in those comments. It can be past, future, present. You guys put it down in those comments and I will get to it. Music, movies, topics, you guys name it. Oh, also subscribe if you're new here. Do that and hit that notify bell if you're new here or a returning visitor, and hit that subscribe button. And also, while you're at it, hit that notify bell even if you're subscribed, so you can be up to date whenever a new video gets dropped, whether it be an album release or a surprise video, as you guys saw with what's in the box. Oh, which, yes, that is going to be coming up a little bit. Teaser of that later. Potentially, maybe, I don't know. Depends on how the editing person likes to put it in there, which is me. Anyway, let's get into it. Wearing a Blindfold and Running is the debut solo project album, whatever you guys may call it, from the worshiper that actually made Surrounded Fight My Battles. Hopefully the good version by UPPERROOM Music. UPPERROOM Music's really own Elyssa Smith. Yeah, she did the very famous Surrounded Fight My Battles. If you guys don't really know that song, I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's just really the simple thing. This is how I fight my battles. This is how I fight my battles. That's really reason why I'm not a huge fan of that song, just because it's the really repetitiveness of the song. The worship music doesn't really need that. They did have an updated version off one of their albums, I think a few years ago, that actually does sound a lot better because it adds more verses to a 15-minute song. And I don't have to tell you that just maybe 3 verses for 15 minutes is a little bit too much. However, then they added a verse, of course, you know, with a few lines in there. So maybe I've added about like maybe 15 lines, which is a whole lot better than 3 for obvious reasons, because more is a little bit better with more worship music, if you have it with more. But with speaking of the more that is better, this album really says no to that and says less is better, because it only has 7 songs, but guess what? With those 7 songs, it is only 34 minutes! What the world? This album completely shows you of how you can have a very impactful album with really concise songs together, okay? You don't really always have to have those long 15 epics every song, because then it really diminishes the fact of for a 15-minute song. Okay, it kind of does. It really diminishes it. So it's just like, if you always get for all 15-minute songs, it's like, what the world? Stop that. Okay, same as if you get like always 2-hour movies. Okay, if you get the same stuff over and over and over again, it's just like, okay, stop. Just I'm tired of this. Okay, if you get a 5 Marvel movies, okay? A lot of people get tired of it. Sometimes. So it's nice to have a little break from these 15-minute epics with a 7-minute song that's like 30 minutes. And so I was very confused. I was like, is this an actual album? Then turns out it was like, yeah, no, this is an actual album that got released. A lot of people, it's not really being talked about it. There's other stuff that a lot of people like talking about, and I'm just like, I don't really want to listen to that just because it's not my music type of thing, which I will if you guys want me to review it. Just put it down in those comments. So I was really excited for this. I was excited in the sense for this album because it was a little bit short. But I really enjoyed this album. This album is actually very nice. It's very concise with all of it. Again, 7 songs, 34 minutes. fantastic, just already right off, great off the bats. And speaking of fantastic, you know, we have one of my favorite worship singers on this album who basically crushed 2020, in my opinion, Stephanie Gretzinger. She was basically my female artist of 2020. Male artist was Chandler Moore, but Stephanie Gretzinger did get that top prize of the #1 album of 2020 per PXH. So, go Stephanie Gretzinger. And so, you know, she makes an appearance on this album, and with describing Elyssa Smith's voice, it kind of does sound a little bit similar to Stephanie Gretzinger. So, there's that. A little bit also to Amanda Cook in some aspects. So it has that nice little vocal range right around there. So if you guys really do enjoy that type of vocal range, then you'll most likely really enjoy Elyssa Smith's vocal range throughout this entire album. I quite did. Speaking of things that I actually really did enjoy, was the very first song off this album, which is called Catch Me, which really is this wrestling of faith from Elyssa Smith asking God if basically, if you know, if this is actually real, okay, if, you know, pursuing God and all this stuff is all real. And I think that a lot of people have actually had those thoughts of, is this really worth it? Okay, is this really, you know, real? Like, are we just doing this for nothing, or are we doing this for something? And I really love this bridge part where it really becomes into this very emotional type of thing. I basically almost like just like wept down just because, just that one bridge, just because it was so impactful. It's basically probably like one of my favorite bridges of 2021. It's something that you guys definitely need to listen to. I do and also do enjoy the music direction that they went for this song, where it's more of a pop-ish, synth-ish type of vibe that I actually really do enjoy. I also really enjoy whenever, you know, you go from the chorus of Elyssa basically asking God, is this, if God will catch her if she falls, and then at the last chorus, it has a nice little reverse of that God will catch her if she falls. I really do enjoy that, of this acknowledging of that chorus, where it's just like it has a progression of that story of that song. Songs really need to have a progression. Of can't just be like, okay, boom, 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 boom. Now I understand that sometimes you may not be able to have that question, but if you have that progression within part of the song, and then the other part of the song, the other chorus, doesn't really have that progression, then why even have that in there? Have a progression of your song. And then she goes a little bit personal with Hey Jesus and Fight or Flight, which are very nice songs. Hey Jesus does include, first song that we hear, Stephanie Gretzinger off this album. The other one is Lovesick, which I really do enjoy that song. Then you go into the very special kind of heartfelt prayer with Daily Bread, which I really do enjoy, just because it provides a nice little break from the songs. I think more albums should include that, just because it does have a little bit more of a heartfelt, just because if you're going for a more of a heartfelt type of album, then it kind of makes sense to have that little prayer in there to be like, yes, okay, the Lord's got us, or whatever, you know, it may be, whatever, you know, that person may be like wrestling throughout that entire album. Obviously, some albums doesn't really make sense for it to have it, but I think most albums should. I Won't Break gives us really this message of wearing a blindfold and running with the walking by faith and not by sight, which kind of makes sense, okay? You know, if we're walking by faith and not by sight, we're kind of wearing a blindfold and we're just running, okay? We're just going, okay? And I really do enjoy this album's message of that, because there's always a little bit of a hint or a glimpse of this walking faith by not by sight. and it kind of helps with what's been happening within this world of, you know, walking by faith and not by sight, you know, just being focused on God, okay, not being focused on the world. And I do really enjoy that message, okay? It's a really nice message to have, whether it be a past message, whether it be a present message, or whether it be a future message, okay? It's a message that kind of always needs to be heard, where we have to walk by faith and not by sight. Then there's also the very, I think, a little bit famous song. I'm probably gonna, whenever I think of Elyssa Smith, think this song, which is called Love Sick. It's one of the really first songs I actually kind of heard. Yes, I've heard Surrounded, Fight My Battles, but I didn't realize it was done by Elyssa Smith. However, Love Sick, I heard it off of the House Fires and Friends album that they released last year, and it was done by Elyssa Smith on that. So I was like, okay, that I really do enjoy that song, okay, where we have a lovesick hunger for the Lord, okay? We'll always feast on to what the Lord is doing, okay? You know, we want more and more and more, even though sometimes it is really difficult to actually really want that. Then you get the song Jealous, which is basically a perspective by Christ. I kind of did give a little spoiler on this album, but kind of had to be told that in that perspective, just because it is that album where I've actually really did enjoy it. It's not a flawless album by any means, but I did really enjoy it. Plus, it was only seven songs, so I mean, what do you guys want me to do? Talk only about 3 of those songs? Whenever I did really enjoy most of these songs. Technically, I only really did talk about 4 songs, so technically I win. But with this album, I think you guys should add a few songs to your playlist. There's really some really good stuff off this album that you guys really should listen to, that you guys would enjoy if you guys do like a lot of UPPERROOM, Maverick Cities type of stuff, but you want a little bit more concise. Listen to this album. It's really good. I really did have a lot of fun listening to it. I do recommend Catch Me, Lovesick, Daily Bread, and a little bit of Hey Jesus, and a little bit of the other songs. Yes, a little bit spoilery for this album, but that's okay, because it was only 7 songs, so might as well. But if you guys would leave a like onto this video, and also comment down below what you guys want me to review, whether it be in the past, future, present, you guys name it into those comments and I will get to it. Again, it could be music, movies, topics, you guys name it. I hope you guys really do comment down below so I can actually review some stuff. Well, if I miss something, if you guys want me to review it, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Or whatever it may be. It can be an album. It can be movies. It can be a topic that you guys want me to talk about. Whatever. You guys put it down in those comments and I will get to it. And also, if you're new here or a returning visitor, hit that subscribe button. It helps out this channel. And also, if you are already a subscriber and new here, then hit that notify bell, okay, so you guys can be updated on these new videos that I'm going to be dropping, and it also helps you know whenever I'm going to hit a surprise video onto you, for you guys. But anyway, there's that. Nothing else. Go on with Jesus and change the culture. Boom. Bye.